who's heard of Dragon's Den? So, last year there was this huge thing about Dragon's Den, which is like a group of secret Bitcoin supporters getting together in a Slack channel to talk about how to protect Bitcoin from Bcashers and stuff with 2xers and stuff. So made a joke that Litecoin, we have a Phoenix Den, which is a bunch of us, some of them are in this audience, as part of the secret Litecoin group that's here to protect Litecoin from Litecoin Cash people, maybe? So Samson Mao created the Dragon's Den hat. I asked him to create a Phoenix Den hat, and he created one which looks awesome. Has a little Litecoin logo here. I don't know if you can see. So it's cool. So I'm gonna give away 10 of them. So people who are in the front.
Don't hurt each other.
Don't hurt each other.
Are these the all-time hats?
Yeah.
Very good. Go about fling. Woo! Oh, look at that. Very nice. Oh, that was good. Oh, look how they open.
Whoa!
Get most of it. Get one cut most of it. Get most of it. Don't get one. No, get most of it. Nope. It didn't come your way. Get most of it. Sorry.
That's pretty cool.
Aaron, you can cut all that because that doesn't make for good podcasting. But we'll get into the next segment, and here we go. In 3, 2, and now we are pleased to welcome back to the Bad Crypto Podcast for the second time.
Yes.
The second time. It was episode number 56, I believe. Charlie Lee, former Google employee and the founder of Litecoin. Give it up for him. Again, like you came back, that says something. Either you really enjoyed it the first time or you're just desperate for attention.
Probably the latter.
Last time we did the interview, I believe you were wearing a Yankees hat.
Red Sox, maybe?
Oh, snap.
I do remember it was Red Sox. I wanted to throw a little Yankee joke.
Well, your impressions of this first attempt at the Litecoin community and the foundation to put on this event.
Yeah, my impression?
Yeah.
It
You do impressions?
Yeah, I think it was awesome. Considering the bear market, it was actually quite hard to get a big audience for a summit, especially like a coin like Litecoin, right? It's a much smaller community, but the turnout was amazing, and the speakers were amazing, and I'm just really proud of everyone.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that because there was an article on Cointelegraph, I don't know, about a week ago, we covered it, where you were talking about that the crypto bear markets are a good time to get stuff done, right? And so maybe talk a little bit about that. What does that mean? Because the bear markets for everybody else is a time to cry.
I've just noticed over the years that when there's a bull market, when prices are going crazy, people get so focused on the price, and they, like when I was at Coinbase, when there's a bull market, no one gets any work done. They're just like talking about the price, talking about stuff, and not working. But when there's a bear market, people get used to the bear market, and the price is low, it's okay, we just...
It's not okay.
Mr. Joel Kahn doesn't even look at his Blockfolio. He's like, I don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me about it.
But we have to do the news once a week, so that I have to look and see.
That's because you bought all these shit coins.
That may or may not be true. Ow, Charlie.
I almost said, no, I sold all my Litecoin.
That's what you get.
Oh,
So
boy.
it's a good time to get things done. For those that weren't at the keynote and those that are listening to the podcast at home who missed the keynote, you went over a number of key metrics to illustrate the growth of Litecoin over the past 4 or 5 years. Can you kind of just bullet point those really quickly, from 4 years ago to today?
You actually think I would remember my slides with all
Just fake it.
So I think over the last 4 years, like Litecoin has grown a lot. I think the key important stuff is like hash rate. The hash rate has grown like, I remember, like 250 times since 4 years ago. Oh, thanks for my slides.
Here for you.
Those are your slides.
Yeah.
He's like looking for his other slides. He's like,
Wow,
oh,
I like these pictures.
that's his girl. That's his girl there.
There's your stats right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in exchanges, we've had a lot of new exchanges, and like you were saying, every single exchange supports Litecoin pretty much, except for one key one, which they're going to launch. Gemini will launch Litecoin trading.
What's up with that Winkle guy? Come on.
Yeah, they're slow. But yeah, I'm really like excited that, I mean, it's important to be able to get in and out of Litecoin for fiat. A lot of coins have this problem where exchanges these days are charging a lot of money to get listed. And unless you're like an ICO that raised a lot of money, you actually don't have money to bribe these exchanges.
Yeah, what do you think of that? And I think with that word, using that word, you kind of just indicated, but elaborate on that, paying these exorbitant fees to be on an exchange.
I think it's kind of bad. It becomes more of a kind of like a pump and dump where you bribe, so to speak, these exchanges, they list it, and then your price goes up. So it's not a good environment where you have to do that to list your coin. But then that's the only way to, it makes sense money-wise for the exchanges to do that because it's another source of revenue. And so thankfully for Litecoin, since we've been around for so long, these exchanges have listed Litecoin without receiving any money. So I'm proud to say I've never bribed any exchange to list Litecoin. Yeah, it's kind of sucks to be in this environment.
I want to ask about, so that we had we shot out some tweets, and the Litecoin Foundation shot out some tweets to get some questions from the community. One of the questions was from WSHEAP WeSheep. Wants to know, what is the future Litecoin Bitcoin differentiation plan, right? So with Lightning Network happening on Bitcoin and block size and some of these other things, like how are Bitcoin and Litecoin going to be different moving forward, aside from the amount of them and et cetera?
Yeah, I think Litecoin is, I've always seen it as a complement to Bitcoin. So I see it as a cheaper, quicker, faster alternative to Bitcoin. And I think even with like the Lightning Network, Litecoin will still be the faster, cheaper on-ramp to the Lightning Network. Once you get onto the Lightning Network, you can easily convert between Litecoin and Bitcoin. They act just as well. But you need on-chain transactions to get onto the Lightning Network, and Litecoin will still be the cheaper one. Cheaper and faster one. And also, potentially I see, so Lightning Network fees will still depend on the fees for the base chain because it's all relative. So maybe Litecoin will become more of a microtransaction on Lightning Network, and Bitcoin would be more than that. We don't know right now, but we'll see how that develops. And in terms of other differentiating factors, I think Litecoin can still act faster in terms of getting controversial changes in and help Bitcoin out in that aspect. So for example, last year, Litecoin was able to get SegWit activated first and help clear a lot of the FUD around SegWit for Bitcoin. And I think we can still do that for future more controversial upgrades.
Mm-hmm. So another question that was submitted by somebody from the community is, when will the holy grail of crypto happen, that Amazon will start accepting Litecoin for purchases?
We'd like the exact date.
Yeah. Timestamp.
50 years.
50 years.
50 years. So that's the same. That's about it.
No, I mean, who knows, right? I think by the time when they actually do accept it, it would be it wouldn't be a surprise to people. Like, it would be like, what took you so long, right? It would be like everyone else is already doing it. What took you so long? So, but that might take a while, right? So, I don't see that happening anytime soon. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but you never know.
So there's a couple other questions here that we wanted to know around, right now, what would you say, what's wrong with the crypto space right now? What are some of the things that just kind of irk you? Besides being asked about that all-time high selling thing.
Take 4, Charlie Lee walks out again.
I think ICOs are bad for the crypto space.
All ICOs? I mean, we lump it.
Most of the ICOs.
Yeah.
So I think just in general, I see a lot of them are scams. They're outright scams. A lot of them are, if not outright scams, they're set up to fail. because of the incentive structures of ICOs where you get all the money already and there's no incentive to actually finish the product. And so like they have white papers that promise the world and they're not going to be able to deliver because they're trying to achieve the impossible and they already got the money. So I would say 90+% is just really bad and people are going to lose a lot of money. And I think that's also why like we have regulation in place where you need to be an accredited investor. You need to have like $1 million or you need to be earning $250,000 before you can actually invest in startups, right? Invest in VC, be a VC investment funds, because people are easily misled. And once you have like white papers that are really technical, has a lot of technical jargon, and really people who are really good at selling their product, it's easy to mislead investors to put money into a product that actually won't, into an ICO that actually won't succeed. And I think that's just bad, right? A lot of people are being misled, and right now, like most ICOs are down like 90+%, and everyone's getting hurt. So.
But what if ICOs were to do sort of a staged, raise? Because it's almost like once you hit a milestone, then you can unlock to that next phase, right? So then it's like they're actually, because you're right, like Tezos, they just got $200 million, and what's their incentive to start kicking ass, right? And then it's just like, I got $200 million now, I'm gonna go to Cayman Islands and chill for a month. Like, there's no incentive to actually build and hustle. The hustle mode is gone, right? So maybe if it's a staged ICO where you hit milestones, is like, how could it be fixed?
Fix it, Charlie.
Fix it, come on, Charlie.
It's kind of hard to fix, right? So I think regulation could help a bit. I think regulation in this area is actually good. It's for protection of consumers and investors. But then, like, I mean, I don't really know.
That's my favorite answer. It's like, the older you get, the less you realize that you actually know, and then it's okay to say, beats me, ask somebody else. Well, let's finish on a positive note then. What do you think is right with the crypto space? What really excites you? What trends do you see that pump you off?
This Like My Summit is what's right about crypto.
You guys are what's right about crypto.
I'm being honest here. I think like people who actually come to Like My Summit, they're like, wow, this is actually different from all these other Bitcoin conferences they go to.
There's
right?
Litecoin.
Oh, that too.
It's 4 times faster.
It's the right coin.
Did you say it's the right coin?
Yeah, like
The Litecoin is the right coin, yo.
Oh, the Travis Wright coin.
You want to sing it?
The right coin, Travis Wright coin. No. Like Kim Bosek rap. Coin Daddy sitting down there. He'll bust out a rhyme. Good deal.
What was I saying?
Well,
yeah, so the difference between the Bitcoin conferences, I've been to quite a few Bitcoin conferences. When I go to Bitcoin conferences or blockchain conferences, you just meet all these people trying to pitch you their next ICO, right? It's all about raising money with some dumb idea. They're not really excited about Bitcoin, Litecoin. They're not excited about money, right? About changing the future of money. And people actually who come to the Litecoin conference are different because they actually believe in the vision of Bitcoin, Litecoin being sound money and being fighting fiat and replacing fiat as real world money. And I think that's what makes a big difference. And I'm really excited that there are people that aren't just here for money. Actually, that sounds stupid.
We're not editing it though. We're leaving that.
Yeah, they're not here to. It's not about investment and speculation. It's more about changing the world.
They're here for sound money.
Correct.
Right? I heard you use that term multiple times.
Hard and sound money.
That's good. I was just here to pitch you my super Litecoin diamond project we're working on. Joel and I are.
Bad Litecoin, we're going to call it.
Is it the real Litecoin?
It is.
Yeah, it's the real
No,
Litecoin.
it's the real fake one.
Yeah, it's good. Right on.
It's good. Charlie Lee, give it up for him. You are dismissed, Mr. Lee. All right, we'll do Aaron, you can do a quick bumper transition right there.